Hi everyone, welcome back. Hope you are really well today. So our video is going to be our guided meditation. I'm sure there's a lot of you out there that have been waiting for this one. So this is what I typically do at the end of a class. So I do what's called a squeeze and release meditation, where we work our way through the body and I just guide you through it, squeezing the muscles, creating the tension, and then releasing them. And it's a really good way just to find those areas of tension in the body, because we have them everywhere, and just ease them out and try and relax them down. So this is a great way to finish your practice. It would also be a nice thing just to do standalone, maybe if you are struggling to sleep, if you can just feel that tension in your body but you can't quite source it, you're just not quite feeling right. It will be a nice one just to do. You could do it seated, but I would recommend that you're going to lie down for it, because that's typically what we would do. So I've kind of got my cushions to hand. I will stay seated just because it's much easier to talk when you're seated. If you were to lie down, if you do find that your lower back hurts a bit when you lie completely flat, then I would recommend something like this. So any kind of cushion you might have that sort of is a nice little tubular shape. And I would place it either into my lower back, so if I turn around for you, into my lower back, or I would place it down my spine. And if I place it down my spine as well, it's going to help me lift my chest and give me a nice stretch across the back. So that would be a nice one to try. You could also just take any old cushion. I say any old cushion, I mean this is a guinea pig cushion, but I would place a guinea pig cushion, any cushion you have, under your head just to make you more comfortable. And you could also obviously just place your feet flat and bend your knees a little bit. So if I was to come down, try not to get my microphone. So if I was to come, it's quite nice, I'll just lie here I think. I would come normally into this position, because it rolls my hips in, tucks my belly flat, and it means that my back is nice and flat on the ground. And it's a nice place just to put your hands on your tummy and relax. And over time you might feel like you can start to lengthen the legs, but just be mindful of your lower back and how it feels, okay? And with all of these movements, it's nice and slow as we come out of them. So I'm going to give you a bit of time just to get comfy. Obviously you can pause me and make sure you've got everything you need. I would also think about temperature. So if you get cold easily, I've got the feathers from my cushions coming out. If you get cold, then I would pop some socks on. I would pop lots of layers on, just all your slouchy clothes, big blanket, all the stuff that makes you feel really cozy. That's going to be your best bet. So if you need to grab some of those things, feel free to pause me and come back. And then when you're ready, just settling in, get yourself nice and comfortable. So I think I'm actually going to sit on my cushion. So when we sit in a seated pose, but on a cushion or a little support, a little block, you should be able to see that my knees have just naturally come a little bit lower. So it's giving my hips a bit more room, it's lengthening my spine. So for me, this is a good place to sit, because it will help me speak well, it will help me just to use my diaphragm because my chest is nice and lifted. But I want you to get really comfortable. So really kind of settle in for me, okay? And once you're there, we'll just start to focus on the breath. If it feels good, maybe just guiding your hands to your tummy and just feel that natural rise and fall. As you breathe in, feel the belly expand and lift. And as you breathe out, just feeling it soften back down. We're not trying to change the breath in any way. Just often focusing in on it can help us relax. That natural rise and fall. As we notice the breath, naturally it might start to lengthen. Filling the body up with oxygen, feeling the body lift. And as you breathe out nice and slow, Maybe just starting to see if you can equal your breath. Counting your inhale, maybe it's an inhale 1, 2, 3, and then exhale the same, so 1, 2, 3. And that's a good thing to come back to. At any point through this, if you feel your mind start to wander, just notice it and guide it back to your breath. Then we'll just start at the very top of the head. Slowly releasing all the tiny muscles in the scalp, down behind the backs of the ears, and the nape of the neck. If it feels good, you can just turn your head side to side, just easing it down to the ground, and feeling it soften out. Working back through to your hairline and gently onto the face. I just want you to raise your eyebrows up, feel that tension rise in the forehead, and release. Just feeling them soften back down. Moving down to the eyes, we can gently roll them one way, and then back the other way, and just soften them down into the sockets. Moving down the bridge of the nose and the cheeks, all the way through to the jawline. Just want you to clench your teeth together, feel that tension rise in the mouth, and release. Just feeling your whole face relax. Softening the tongue and the mouth. You can send that feeling all the way down the throat and the neck, deep into the collarbone. Moving that feeling into the shoulder blades, maybe just gently shifting them side to side. And moving that feeling over to the shoulders and softly down the arms. All the way to the elbows, through the forearms, into the wrists, and all the way through the hands. I just want you to clench your hands into fists, feel the tension rise up, and release. Just feeling them soften back down. Sending this feeling all the way up to the very top of the neck. We'll gently work our way down the vertebrae, one notch at a time, easing it down to the ground, all the way to the hips. From there we can send that feeling up to the top of the chest and just follow the breath as it releases across the chest, down into the ribs and sides, and all the way into the belly, just relaxing the muscles as you go. We can then shift that feeling into the hips, maybe just moving them side to side, and working through the tops of the legs and the thighs, all the way to the kneecaps. You can just squeeze the knees in, feel that tension rise in the legs, and release. Feeling them soften back down. Working through the shins and the calves, all the way through the ankles, and then deep into the feet. We'll just create that final piece of tension there by squeezing the toes as much as you can. Feel the tension rise up and release. Just feeling them soften out and maybe ease to the side. So we're just going to spend some time focusing solely on the breath. To stay connected, we can always count those inhales and exhales. And if any thoughts come at all, we just acknowledge them and let them go. If you'd like to spend a little longer here, you can always just pause the video and ease back down as long as you need. If you feel ready just to come back to the world, slowly start to wiggle your fingers and your toes and just notice your breath. Staying just as you are, lying down, I want you to take 3 big full body stretches to help you wake up. So a big inhale will lift your arms all the way up and over. Easy exhale will soften you back down. 2 more the same for me. Big inhale, lift up. Easy exhale, soften back down. 1 last time. Big inhale, lift up. Really point the fingers and toes. And as you exhale, soften back down. Very gently, in your own time, I just want you to roll onto one side and make your way back to that seated pose where we started. So take your time, just join me in a little casual seated pose. Keep your blankets on, use your cushions. Once we're there, we're just going to take 3 breaths to tune out. So bringing your hands down to your sides, take a big breath in to lift all the way up. Easy exhale out the mouth, brings the hands down to the chest. And we'll just plug the thumbs into the heartbeat. Find that nice, easy rhythm. 2 more times, just the same. Big inhale floats you up. Easy exhale softens you back down. And one last time. Big inhale. Easy exhale. And while we have the thumbs on the heartbeat, it's a good time just to scan through the body and just notice how it feels. We can then draw our attention towards the breath without changing it too much, just noticing how it feels in the body. And finally the mind. I just want you to notice how you feel right this moment. And namaste. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you feel nice and relaxed now. It's a good time to just chill out, I think. It's a nice one to do as well if you just need to focus on that breath. Just have a few minutes to yourself. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I shall see you in the next video. Have a really lovely day.